Protecting your home is critical. For many of us, it's the single largest investment we make in our lifetime. David Dunham specializes in homeowners insurance. He's here today to let all of us know that we have options. David, it's good to see you here on South Florida Real Estate Update. And let me tell you, my neighbors and my customers are freaking out. They all got letters this year that said from Citizens Insurance that their insurance coverage is going to be cut and their rates are going up. And they're stuck.
Curt, we hear this every day, and that is true, but it's not true anymore. Citizens property insurance used to be thought of as the only option for insurance, especially if you lived east of I-95. Now Citizens is thought of as the state-run insurance of last resort. They have been raising their rates every year. They have been dropping coverages every year to make their policies less effective, and they want you to go elsewhere. Just this year, Citizens came out with something, it's a state law. Citizens started something called a clearinghouse. So if you go in and get a new homeowners insurance quote, and it's a Citizens quote, Citizens freezes that quote for 72 hours, and they make, basically they make you try to find another quote that would replace the Citizens quote so you don't have to go with Citizens. So as an independent insurance agent, we work with over 25 A-rated Florida insurance carriers. We can put your address and your square footage into our software system, and it'll basically give us every possible quote available for that property. And for almost all the time, you're going to get a better price, and you are going to get a better policy, and you'll have options.
David, how are you going to get a better price? Because Citizens is a quasi-government agency. I would expect some subsidy there that would keep the rates lower.
Well, they started raising their rates about 5 years ago, and they've raised their rates every year for the last at least 5 years. So they used to be a lower cost option, but now they're not. Now with the new Florida insurance companies that have come into the market, they are more competitive, they have more reinsurance, they have more capital, and they actually have better rates, and you'd be surprised that they give you more coverage for the rate you're paying. We've saved thousands of dollars for people that have switched out of Citizens into a Florida carrier. So I advise you to get a second opinion if you are looking at Citizens or have a Citizens policy.
But so many people go to their regular insurance guy who does their car and their life insurance, and he says, oh, you're stuck with Citizens.
Yeah, and that's not the case anymore. There are options.
Because they're with a single company and they don't have any other options for homeowners insurance.
Correct. Like I mentioned, that as an independent agent, we have over 25 Florida A-rated carriers that want your business. They want to take the business away from Citizens, and Citizens wants you to go elsewhere. So it's a good option.
Now, I think some of us are confused by the 72-hour freeze. What's the point of that?
It's a way for Citizens to stop having new policies come into their system. They want to get out of the business. So once you get that quote, for 72 hours, you're frozen, and they're going to give the marketplace 72 hours to find a replacement, so you don't have to have a Citizens policy. So they continue to have fewer and fewer policies come into the state system.
So someone calls you and says, how about a quote?
Yeah, we were going to put that quote into our system. We have 25 carriers to choose from, and almost all the time it is not going to be a Citizens quote. It's going to be a better quote at a better price, and usually a much better policy.
So let's not miss the point here. Bottom line is there are options from Citizens.
There are options, and if you don't get a second opinion, you're probably cheating yourself of maybe getting a much better policy.
David Dunham of David Dunham Insurance, thank you very much. You have cleared up a lot of issues for us.
Thank you. My pleasure.